This is big breaking emergency news. The situation in Western North Carolina just got a lot worse, and FEMA is nowhere to be found. They have abandoned these people, and their situation is deteriorating. It's getting worse, and they are nowhere to be found. So let's get into the details here really quick, guys. Please just hit that like and hit that subscribe. I'm posting multiple videos a day, keeping you guys updated on this big urgent news, and it just helps to get these warnings out. I appreciate that. So this is a story that needs to stay in the consciousness and stay in the spotlight, because people need to know what's going on here, because they've been forgotten by our federal government. Okay, people in Western North Carolina, winter is coming and the snow is hitting right now, and people are in tents, people are homeless, people are in RVs, and some people have nothing. I want you to watch this report here from Fox News that was just recorded in the past 24 hours of the snow hitting in Western North Carolina right now, and what people are going through, and how they feel like they've been abandoned by FEMA. Where's their hotels? Where's their free hotels? Where's their free stuff, their free housing, their free meals? It seems like I thought we had a bunch of this available, but it's not available for these people that are in a crisis and lost everything. So I want you to listen to this really quick, this report of these people in Swannanoa, North Carolina.
To parts of western North Carolina seeing their first winter weather of the season. But many of the areas seeing snow have not fully recovered from Hurricane Helene, and the conditions that people are living in, well, let's just say less than optimal. Steve Harrigan on the ground at Swannanoa, North Carolina, just east of Asheville with the latest. Steve?
John, first snowstorm here underway, and these freezing temperatures really the last thing people in western North Carolina needed. If you see here, people were in these mobile homes. Those floors were torn out by the storm Helene 8 weeks ago. They were moved to hotels by FEMA. Those hotel vouchers for many people have run out, and now they are in tents after 8 weeks after this storm. And for families with small children, it is not an easy transition.
It's awful, especially with your kids. It feels like you're really letting them down. It's really cold. It's very uncomfortable.
A lot of people here have also lost their cars in addition to their homes. They were flooded out in the storm, and there's no money for many for porta-johns or bottled water. And when you talk to emergency workers here, they say the pace of recovery is just startlingly slow.
There's no sewer, there's no water, there's no power. There's your answer.
This is a storm that killed 103 people in North Carolina, caused $50 billion worth of damage, and 8 weeks later, you've got families in donated tents with wood-burning stoves. John, back to you.
Wow, that is a hardship. People living in tents as the snow is coming down. Steve Harrigan, more to this story, and we'll hear from you a little bit later.
All right, so that's what's going on in Western North Carolina right now. These people have been abandoned. They're living in tents. What's going on here? How is this the United States? Where's FEMA? Where's the federal government? Where is their housing? Right? How are they just... This is insane that this has been going on for months. And they're even saying the recovery is just so slow. And I want you to listen to this really quick too, about what FEMA has been doing. All right? They've been discriminating against people who they are helping. All right? It came out last week that FEMA was allegedly discriminating against people that had Trump signs in their yard. Right? They were not rendering them aid and not going to help them if they had a Trump sign in their yard. And they threw this one person under the bus, but she is saying that this was a system-wide thing. I want you to listen to this. Here's some more details about what's going on with that situation as well too with FEMA. This is wild.
Your congressional correspondent Chad Pergram is live on the Hill where this morning's hearing is about to begin. Chad.
Dana, good morning. This is the first time that Deanne Criswell has spoken to lawmakers since the storms, both the political ones and the weather ones. She did not say anything when she arrived in the hall to this hearing today. Now expect a grilling for Criswell today. Some lawmakers have questions about the responses to Hurricanes Helene and Milton. Others are probing whether there were politics at play. The question is whether FEMA employees were instructed to bypass homes with Trump signs.
We just want to ask her if this is an isolated incident or if this is a pattern. We've spoken to other FEMA employees, and we fear that this is a pattern of behavior that's happened over the last couple of years. But again, I'm going to let the director speak for herself, and we'll go from there.
One FEMA whistleblower was fired. Marnie Washington claims that FEMA made her a scapegoat. But Washington says she just followed orders about visiting pro-Trump homes.
Some were registered. Some did receive case inquiries and updates.
Yeah.
Some of them came outside and said, "Hi, I appreciate what you're doing. I would like to participate." And then some were very vocal and firm that they didn't want anything to do with FEMA, and they thought that we were crooks.
This comes as President Biden requested $98 billion to cover the damages of Hurricanes Helene and Milton. It would also reload FEMA's fund for future disasters.
Speaker Johnson said that getting disaster aid would be a priority upon his Congress's return this month. I hope the Speaker honors that commitment and works with Democrats to get disaster aid done as soon as we can. We should not kick the can down the road nor withhold vital resources.
Now, some conservatives want offsets to that new spending, and they hope to attach that to that big spending bill at the...
All right, so you heard that there. And they're just saying they just need even more money, right? That's the key here, is just give them more money so they can not give it to the American people, right? This is insane what's going on here. And FEMA even has trailers, all right? They have RVs. They have these things set up and ready to go. They have massive lots of them. And there's even a giant, quote, FEMA camp, FEMA facility that has been built in western North Carolina that is a massive leveled off area in the mountains that has hundreds of these trailers, right? These mobile homes and these RVs that have been moved into there, but it's only for the FEMA employees and FEMA crews. So they've built their own little city here, moving in all these resources so they can live in. I don't know what they're doing, all right? People are saying they're nowhere to be found in a lot of places, but they're living here. But at the same time, people are being denied, all right? They're making claims. They're not getting it. I saw this one guy, he made like 3 or 4 claims in a row, and he kept sending in his receipts, all these things. He was just trying to get money back for his generator and some food that's spoiled and like a few other things. He wasn't even trying to get like a massive claim for his house that had damage on it. He was just trying to get a few $100s, kept getting denied, kept saying he didn't have proper documents, wasn't the right items, all this stuff. They keep denying people. And I know people personally, all right, that have tarps on their roof still from years ago because they haven't been able to repair their roof from these hurricanes down in Florida because FEMA keeps denying their claim, right? And it's this older woman, and she cannot get her house fixed. It's insane. FEMA will not process these claims and help these people, and they look for every little excuse to deny them. Same thing that's going on with insurance right now too, right? A lot of these people in North Carolina, their house was swept away by a flood, destroyed by a flood, and they did not have flood insurance. So the companies are trying to pull a fast one on them. They're like, all right, sorry, you were covered for fires and all these other natural disasters, but you didn't have flood insurance, so we're not going to cover you. And that's the situation that a lot of people are in right now. I saw reports, people saying they already had people come out from FEMA and spray paint spots to put a mobile home on their property. They were telling them, oh, you're going to get it. It was like one of the rare cases where somebody was actually getting a mobile home. And then they got denied. Last minute they got denied. They were processing all the paperwork for them. They had to send in some more paperwork, and they got denied for it, all right? After they already spray painted the spot to lay it out and cleared things out, made room for it, all this stuff. People, they thought this was almost over, and then they got denied to get a trailer. Right? So let me know what you guys think down below. Please just hit it up for me down there to help get these warnings out so people know what's going on. This is kind of a story that's been swept under the rug. This happened months ago now. The news cycle is so quick, and it's not really like a big, exciting, exhilarating story where it's like, oh, this thing is like happening right now, this big breaking news that just happened. It's more of like a slow burn story. Like these people are just slowly suffering and trying to rebuild and recover, but they're being forgotten and they're being neglected. How many times has this happened? Western North Carolina, East Palestine, Ohio. People there, they're still just, they didn't get FEMA checks, they didn't get insurance checks. A lot of people still are just living with this toxic waste in their yard. Their yard is just toxic now, and they're just stuck there with this mortgage or their job, and they can't move from this area, and they're right there next to the rail lines. All right, they just cleaned it up and let the people stay there and didn't even compensate them or anything. People are just stuck there. Maui, entire town destroyed. Lahaina. And there's still black fences there, right? I checked on the story a few months ago. There's still black fences all around the island. It's all blocked off. You can't go in. It's still just shut down. And FEMA and the federal government are still just in there doing who knows what, just cleaning up this chaos, all the evidence, right? So thank you guys. I hope you guys are staying safe and prepared out there. Hope you're staying stocked up. Hope you have big blessings for your life and your family. And I hope you have a big old blessed day.